Budgeting. Just hearing that word makes most people physically cringe. It sounds restrictive and boring, like financial punishment, like something your parents nagged you about constantly when you were growing up. But here's what most people don't realize. The reason they hate budgeting isn't because budgeting itself is bad. It's because they've been using broken systems that were designed to fail. They've been blaming themselves for something that was never their fault. Think about it. How many times have you tried to budget? You download an app. You create a spreadsheet. You promise yourself that this month will finally be different. You track every purchase for a week, maybe 2. And then life happens. You forget to log something. You get busy at work. The app becomes annoying. And suddenly you've abandoned the whole thing again. Sound familiar? You're not alone. This happens to almost everyone. Today, I'm going to show you a completely different approach to managing your money. It's called the 50-30-20 rule. And honestly, it might be the only budget system you'll ever need for the rest of your life. No complicated spreadsheets, no guilt trips, no obsessive tracking of every coffee purchase. Just 3 simple numbers that can genuinely transform your entire financial life. Let me show you how it works. Before we dive into the solution, let's talk about why traditional budgets fail for most people. Understanding the problem helps you appreciate why this solution actually works. Most budgeting advice tells you to track every single expense obsessively. Create a category for groceries, another for gas, another for dining out, entertainment, clothing, personal care, subscriptions, gifts, pet expenses, home maintenance. The list just keeps growing and growing. Before you know it, you have 40 separate categories to manage. Every purchase requires a decision about where it belongs. And you've already mentally given up before the first month is even over. Here's a sobering statistic. The average person abandons a detailed budget within just 2 weeks of starting. Not 2 months, not 2 years, 2 weeks. That's incredibly fast. And here's what's important to understand. That's not a personal failure on your part. That's not about lacking discipline or willpower. That's a fundamental design failure in the budgeting system itself. We're all busy people. We're exhausted after work. We have families and responsibilities and 1,000 other things competing for our attention. We simply don't have the time or mental energy to carefully categorize whether that target run was household supplies or personal care, or maybe a little bit of both. There's a well-documented psychological concept called decision fatigue. Researchers have proven that every choice we make throughout the day, no matter how small, depletes our finite mental energy reserves. When budgeting requires you to make 50 tiny decisions every single day about where each expense belongs, you burn out. It's not weakness, it's not laziness. It's basic human biology working exactly as it's supposed to. The solution to decision fatigue isn't trying harder or having more willpower. The real solution is making fewer decisions in the first place. Simplicity always wins over complexity in the long run. That's exactly where the 50-30-20 rule enters the picture. Instead of managing 50 different categories, you only have 3. Instead of tracking and categorizing every single purchase, you set up the system once and then let it run on autopilot. I want you to really internalize this principle. Simple systems win. Complex systems get abandoned every single time without fail. The best budget is the one you'll actually stick with, not the one that looks most impressive on paper. And I want to be clear about something. This isn't some random internet advice from an anonymous blogger. The 50-30-20 rule was popularized by Senator Elizabeth Warren and her daughter Amelia Warren Tiagi in their best-selling book called All Your Worth. It's been tested and refined by literally millions of people around the world over many years. It works because it's grounded in both financial research and human psychology. This system respects how your brain actually functions. Let me explain exactly how this system works in practice. It's beautifully simple once you understand it. Take your after-tax income. That's the money that actually hits your bank account each month after all taxes and deductions are removed. Now divide that amount into just 3 buckets. 50% goes to needs, 30% goes to wants, 20% goes to savings and debt payoff. That's the entire system. 3 numbers, 3 categories. Now let me break down each bucket in detail so you understand exactly what belongs where. The 50% for needs covers everything you absolutely must pay to survive and function as a member of society. This includes housing, meaning your rent or mortgage payment, plus basic utilities like electricity, water, and heat. It includes transportation, whether that's a car payment plus insurance and gas, or a monthly public transit pass. It includes actual groceries from the store, not dining out, but the food you prepare at home. It includes health insurance premiums if you pay them. And it includes minimum required debt payments on any loans or credit cards. These are truly non-negotiable expenses. If you stopped paying any of these, your basic life would start falling apart very quickly. That's how you know something is a need versus a want. Let me give you some rough guidelines for how that 50% typically breaks down. For most people, housing should consume around 30% of your gross income or less. That's a maximum, not a target. Transportation usually runs around 10 to 15%. Food around 10%. Add in insurance and minimum debt payments, and you should land right around that 50% total. Here's the key insight. If your needs currently exceed 50% of your income, that's a major warning sign that deserves your attention. It means you're spending beyond your means on just the basics before you even get to enjoy anything fun in life. The 30% for wants is where life actually gets enjoyable and worth living. This category covers dining out at restaurants and ordering takeout. It covers entertainment like movies, concerts, and sporting events. It covers vacations and travel adventures. It covers hobbies and personal interests you're passionate about. It covers that gym membership you actually use regularly. It covers streaming subscriptions for Netflix, Spotify, and similar services. It covers choosing the nicer apartment in the better neighborhood instead of the cheapest adequate option. In simple terms, these are things you could technically live without if you absolutely had to, but they're what make your life enjoyable and meaningful. This next point is absolutely crucial to understand, so please really let it sink in. The 50-30-20 rule does not ask you to give up everything you enjoy in life. It's not about deprivation or punishment. Instead, it explicitly gives you full permission to spend 30% of your income on whatever makes you genuinely happy. And you can do this completely guilt-free because it's built into the system. No more feeling bad about buying that concert ticket. No more guilt about treating yourself to a nice dinner out. No more shame about your hobby spending. It's all in the budget already. It's allowed. It's planned for. So enjoy it without the mental baggage. The final 20% is dedicated entirely to building your future. This bucket includes retirement contributions, like your 401k or IRA. It includes extra debt payments above the required minimum to get out of debt faster. It includes building your emergency fund until you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. And it includes other major savings goals like a house down payment or a future car purchase. This 20% is the money that separates people who build real wealth over time from people who stay broke their entire lives. Think of it as your personal freedom fund. Here's the mindset shift that makes all the difference. Most people save whatever is left over at the end of each month after all their spending, which almost always means they end up saving absolutely nothing. There's never anything left. The 50-30-20 rule completely flips this approach on its head. You save first. You save automatically. Then you spend whatever is left after your savings are already secured. Pay yourself before you pay everyone else. This single mental shift in how you approach money changes everything about your financial trajectory. The difference between these two approaches compounds dramatically over time. Someone who automatically saves 20% of their income will have hundreds of thousands of dollars accumulated after 20 or 30 years of working. Someone who waits for leftover money at the end of each month to save will have almost nothing saved after that same time period. Same exact income, same number of working years, completely different financial outcomes. The only difference between these two people is the system they used. So let's lock in these 3 numbers in your memory. 50 for needs, 30 for wants, 20 for your future. 3 numbers, 1 system, a lifetime of financial clarity and control. That's the 50-30-20 rule in its entirety. Let's make this completely real and practical with actual dollar amounts you can relate to. Say you bring home $4,000 per month after all taxes are taken out. That's your starting number. 50% for needs equals $2,000. 30% for wants equals $1,200. 20% for savings equals $800. Those are your 3 guardrails. Those are your 3 spending limits. Everything else flows from these simple calculations. Now, here's how to actually implement this system in your real life. The secret is automation. Set up automatic transfers at your bank that happen without any effort from you. The exact day your paycheck deposits into your account, $800 automatically moves to your savings account. You never see it sitting in checking. You can't accidentally spend it on impulse purchases. It's gone before you can touch it. Whatever remains in your checking account is for needs and wants combined. That's all the money you have available to spend each month. Some people find it helpful to take this one step further with separate bank accounts for extra clarity and control. You'd have a bills account where $2,000 automatically deposits for needs, a fun account where $1,200 deposits for wants, and a savings account where $800 goes for your future. When the fun account hits 0, your discretionary spending stops until next payday. No guilt involved, no difficult negotiations with yourself, no willpower required, just simple math and empty accounts. The real beauty of the system is how simple and sustainable it actually is to maintain. You don't have to track your daily expenses in a detailed spreadsheet. You don't have to sort through receipts and categorize every purchase. You just need to make sure each of your 3 buckets doesn't overflow past its limit. That's the only thing you monitor. Did you spend your dining budget too quickly this month? No problem. Just cook at home for the rest of the week. Simple adjustment, 0 drama. After you complete the initial one-time setup, this entire system runs on complete autopilot. Every single month follows the same effortless process. Your paycheck hits your account. The automatic transfers execute instantly. You live your life freely within the established guardrails. No daily decisions about money are required. This is what financial peace actually looks like in practice. Now let's troubleshoot some real-world problems you might encounter. Here's the most common issue people face when trying this system. Your needs already exceed 50% of your income before you even start. Usually, the main culprit is housing costs. In expensive cities like New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, or Boston, average rent can easily consume 40 to 50% of income, all by itself. That's before you've paid for utilities, transportation, groceries, or anything else. If you find yourself in this situation, you have 3 realistic choices available. Option 1 is to increase your income. Option 2 is to decrease your costs. Option 3 is to adjust the percentages temporarily while you actively work toward reaching the standard 50-30-20 split. Each option has its own advantages and challenges. Let me walk through all 3. Option 1 is focusing on increasing your income. This could mean having a direct conversation with your boss about negotiating a raise at your current job. It could mean taking on a side gig or freelance work in your spare time. It could mean investing in developing new skills that command higher pay in the job market. This is definitely a longer-term solution that takes real time and effort, but it's also incredibly powerful because it expands what's possible for you instead of just cutting things out. Option 2 is actively decreasing your costs to fit within the guidelines. This might mean finding roommates to split your rent and utilities. It could mean moving further away from the expensive city center to a more affordable neighborhood. It could mean downsizing your car to something cheaper, or even going completely car-free. It could mean cooking the majority of your meals at home instead of ordering delivery and takeout. These changes might feel like painful sacrifices in the moment, but reframe them. They're actually strategic trades. You're trading some short-term comfort today for long-term financial freedom tomorrow. That's a trade worth making. Option 3 is temporarily adjusting your target percentages to meet yourself where you currently are. If you're realistically at 60% needs right now and can't change that immediately, use 60-25-15 as your working budget instead. You're still saving something every single month. You're still making forward progress. You're still building toward the ideal 50-30-20 split over time. Always remember that the goal here is consistent progress, not instant perfection. Meet yourself where you are today. What if your income isn't consistent and predictable from month to month? This is a real challenge that freelancers, commission salespeople, gig economy workers, and small business owners deal with constantly. Some months feel like a feast with money flowing in. Other months feel like a famine where you're scraping by. This income volatility can make traditional budgeting feel completely impossible. Here's the solution that actually works for irregular income. Always budget based on your lowest reliable earning month, never your average month, and definitely never your best month. Let's say some months you earn $8,000 and other months you only earn $3,000. Budget your life as if you earn $3,000 every single month without exception. 50-30-20 on $3,000 means $1,500 for needs, $900 for wants, and $600 for savings. Those are your real spending limits. During the good months when you earn more than your baseline, all of that extra money goes into a dedicated overflow account. Think of this as your personal income smoothing fund. Then when an inevitable, slower month arrives, you draw from your overflow account to maintain your normal, consistent budget. Your actual lifestyle doesn't change based on which kind of month it is. You're essentially paying yourself a stable, predictable salary from an unstable, unpredictable income source. You've created consistency where none existed before. This system completely removes the emotional stress and anxiety of income variability from your life. You know exactly what you can safely spend, regardless of whether this particular month turns out to be feast or famine. Your overflow account becomes your personal financial safety net and peace of mind generator. Here's another common budget killer that trips people up. Those big expenses that only hit once or twice per year and somehow always feel like a surprise. Car insurance premiums paid every 6 months. Holiday gift shopping in December. Annual software subscriptions that suddenly renew. Property tax bills. That family vacation you take every summer. Birthday presents for everyone you know. These expenses are completely predictable. You know they're coming. Yet most people treat them like unexpected emergencies every single time they arrive. The fix for this problem is creating what are called sinking funds. Here's how they work. Take every annual expense you can predict and divide the total by 12 months. Your car insurance costs $1,200 per year. That works out to exactly $100 per month. Set aside $100 every single month in a separate savings account, labeled car insurance. When that 6-month bill finally arrives, the money is already sitting there waiting for it. No stress, no scrambling. Here's your action step. Sit down and add up every single annual and irregular expense you can think of. Holiday gifts, birthday presents, insurance payments of all kinds, annual subscriptions, estimated vacation costs, car registration, professional dues, everything. Divide that total by 12. Add the resulting monthly amount to your needs category in your budget. Now those former surprise expenses are just regular expected expenses that you're prepared for. No more budget emergencies caused by things you absolutely knew were coming. Just calm, prepared, proactive financial management. Let's ground all of this in real numbers with real example people. Meet Alex, who earns $36,000 per year at their job. After all taxes and deductions, that works out to about $3,000 in monthly take-home pay. Needs at 50%, $1,500. Breaking that down, rent costs $800. Car payment plus insurance runs $300. Utilities average $100. Groceries cost $200. Minimum debt payments take $100. Total for needs, exactly $1,500, right on target. Wants at 30%, $900. This covers all dining out, entertainment and fun activities, gym membership, streaming subscriptions, and general personal spending money. Savings at 20%, $600. Alex splits this between building an emergency fund and making retirement contributions. Now let's meet Jordan, who earns $75,000 annually. After taxes, that's approximately $5,000 in monthly take-home pay. At 50%, Jordan's needs budget would technically be $2,500. But here's the absolutely critical insight, and where the real wealth building magic happens. Jordan doesn't automatically upgrade to a $2,500 lifestyle just because income increased from previous years. Jordan consciously keeps needs spending at $2,000 and redirects that extra $500 to the savings category instead. This discipline is exactly how you accelerate wealth building dramatically over time. Fast forward 10 years, and the difference in outcomes is absolutely staggering to see. Alex, following the 50-30-20 system perfectly at a lower income level, builds approximately $70,000 in total savings and investments over that decade. Jordan, keeping lifestyle expenses deliberately stable while income grows and consistently banking the difference, accumulates over $200,000 in the same exact time frame. Same budgeting system, same percentage rules, very different discipline around avoiding lifestyle creep, massively different financial outcomes. This is why how you handle income increases matters so much. For couples who are combining their finances, the math works identically. You simply add both incomes together and apply the same 50-30-20 percentages to your total household income. If together you bring home $8,000 monthly, that's $4,000 allocated for needs, $2,400 for wants, and $1,600 directed to savings. Same simple math, same easy system, just bigger numbers to work with. Whether you're single or partnered, the 50-30-20 rule scales to fit your situation. Let me give you the exact specific steps to complete this week to get your 50-30-20 budget fully operational. Step 1. Calculate your after-tax monthly income accurately. Pull up your last 3 pay stubs and average them together. Use the actual deposit amount that hit your bank account, not your gross pay before deductions. That's your real working number. Step 2. Make a complete list of all your needs and calculate the total. Be brutally honest with yourself during this exercise. Dining out at restaurants is a want, not a need. No matter how much your brain tries to rationalize it as necessary. Step 3. Set up automatic transfers at your bank immediately. Don't wait until next month. Do it today. 20% of your income moves to savings automatically on the exact day you get paid. No exceptions allowed. No telling yourself you'll move the money manually this month. Make it automatic and forget about it. Step 4. Schedule a monthly budget review. At the end of each month, block 15 minutes on your calendar. Ask yourself 3 questions. Did needs stay under 50%? Did I actually save my full 20%? What specific adjustments do I need to make for next month? Here's the right mindset to maintain. This isn't about achieving perfection every single month. That's unrealistic and sets you up for frustration. It's about maintaining consistent awareness and making ongoing adjustments. Some months you'll overspend in the wants category. That's completely okay and very human. Just acknowledge it happened, understand why, and consciously get back on track the following month. Awareness of your spending plus genuine intention to improve equals lasting change over time. You've got this. The 50-30-20 rule works because it's genuinely sustainable for real human beings living real complicated lives. It doesn't require obsessively tracking every single purchase you make. It doesn't demand perfection from you. It just asks you to stay within 3 simple guardrails. Your needs don't exceed 50% of your income. Your wants don't exceed 30%. Your savings never drops below 20%. That's the entire system. 3 numbers, 3 guardrails, 1 dramatically improved financial life. In our next episode, we're going to tackle debt head on with proven strategies for paying off what you owe much faster than you ever thought possible. Whether you're dealing with credit card balances, student loans, medical bills, car payments, or any combination of debt, we'll show you the most effective path to complete debt freedom. Make sure you're subscribed to Smart Money Basics and have notifications turned on so you don't miss that important episode. Your budget is no longer a mystery or a source of stress. You have the system now, so go put it to work and start transforming your financial life today.